Hello, welcome back to Dark Reign Redux and my continuous wrestling with the ins and outs of strategy games. The last time round, I actually had just a straightforward, serious attempt to win against 3 opponents, one of each difficulty setting and one of each faction. And it didn't go all that well, as you may remember if you watched it, but I did take 2 important things away from it, and I want to talk about that for a minute. So rather than just staring at the title screen, or the very exciting, lovely menu we have here, I'm going to show you the intro, because I don't think I've ever put that in one of these videos. So the 2 main things I took away from that last experience, which I think are major things that could have a serious effect on the way I play, are firstly, go for the logical expansion point. What's known in StarCraft as the natural expansion. This is maybe a little bit map specific, because it's not necessarily the case that every map in Dark Reign has a natural expansion, or indeed any sort of obvious expansion points to go to. But on that particular map, if you look at the whole map overall, it's divided into 4 quarters, and each quarter has another water pool sort of slightly towards the centre of the map. So each one, every single player has a logical place to build a second water launch pad and sort of expand their base to. So that's something to bear in mind, but it really only works on maps like that. The second thing, the far, far bigger thing, is I need, as we get a jet of some sort flying right into our face, the second and far more important thing is to have some idea where I'm going late in the game, because I think what shot me down really the last time was not having that. We started off pretty well last time, actually, with a bit of pushing. With a small number of tank hunters, we managed to eliminate one enemy pretty early on. And although we didn't actually completely overrun the second enemy ourselves, we did finish it off with another little tank hunter push, if memory serves. So it was all going pretty well in the early stages, and it was later on that it all fell apart, because I didn't transition, as it's known in some circles, to any more advanced technology or stronger units. I always wondered what that was about when I heard it referred to in real-time strategy games. I didn't really get it. I thought, well, why not just continue using these things that have been working so far? But we actually saw my hard opponent doing that in the last game. He started off, I think, with basic infantry units, if I recall, doing a bit of niggly harassment. And then he went for some sort of upgraded tanks and things in the middle, along with some other vehicle stuff. I think he brought in some tank hunters, or maybe some plasma tanks, or something like that. And then in the late stages, he went for air units, outriders and that kind of thing. So he actually transitioned throughout the game into stronger and stronger units, and I think that's something I need to have in mind when I'm playing. So, with that in the forefront of my mind, let's do this. I've decided air units are still a little bit beyond me. I'm still not sure sort of how to approach aiming for air units late in the game. Or rather, I'm not sure how to survive through the early stages in such a way that I can get to air units later on. So instead, firstly, I'm going to go for 2 mediums and an easy, because that hard opponent actually just completely ruined things the last time round. I'm going to make them all Imperium, for a bit of consistency. Go easy on myself for once. I'm going to keep the same map to try and exercise this natural expansion thing. And what I'm going to aim towards, what I'm going to transition into, is heavier tanks. So upgrading my production facilities, I'm going for heavy-duty tank stuff. Which maybe isn't the strongest late-game unit, but it's a step in the right direction. So let's get on with it. I've waffled quite enough. But I thought it was important to set that up, because I probably won't have time to go into it in detail as I'm playing here. So thank you for your patience, and I hope it aided you in understanding where I'm going with this. Now, the other thing that I noticed is we tend to get either early infantry aggression coming in, or early vehicular aggression. So I need to be able to hold both off. Okay, we're in the top left of the map, so let's start building on this side.
Construction underway.
And I think actually what I want to do in this case is work on defending against all of that. Now, some infantry units are good against vehicles, and some are good against other infantry. But then the same is true of vehicles. Spider bikes, I think, are good against infantry, whereas tank hunters are good against vehicles. So I need a balance of both, and I can get that balance regardless of whether I use primarily infantry or primarily vehicles. But I've tried going solely one or the other in previous games and it hasn't worked out.
Unit generation.
Let's get a couple of construction rigs.
Complete.
So I'm thinking, for their lack of mobility, keep a mix of infantry at home, and for their greater mobility, take a mix of vehicles out and about. Hopefully that'll make sense. Infantry are really, really slow. I've decided I can't use them for attacks. I just can't. Now, some of you who are on the ball watching this may be thinking, "You fool! You fool! What's wrong with you? APCs are the key, man! APCs! You load infantry into armoured personnel carriers and you solve this mobility problem." Yes, that is true. But I've tried using them in the past, and I find that I can't get my units out of them again, not reliably. More often than not, they just drive around in circles while I'm trying to get my infantry back out of the APCs. I don't want that. That's no good. So for the time being, I'm going to stick to infantry at home, where they don't have to be that mobile, and vehicles out and about, where their increased mobility or greater mobility will actually be advantageous. Now, it looks like we don't have a patch of tail on for our power station nearby because the freighter isn't mining. So, let's get a little defensive force, 5 raiders and 5 mercenaries out now, straight away, and keep them hanging around the base to repel early aggression, whether it's by infantry or by vehicles. Hopefully between them they will have that covered, and I should be able to just keep this little force topped up as I go along. Now, the other thing I want to do is get out and about, do some attacking. So I'm going to go 3 spider bikes to deal with infantry, and I'm going to go 3 skirmish tanks to hopefully deal with vehicles. I'm not sure if they're as good against vehicles as tank hunters. So actually, I'll take the expense of the tank hunter on the chin. I'll get 3 tank hunters as well. So hopefully that makes some sense out of what I'm doing here. Now, this may completely impoverish me at the outset, but that's okay. That's okay. The important thing isn't to win, it's to make progress. I'm going to try and win, but that's not the point. Now, I'm not building any scouts, you'll notice. I'm not doing any scouting. I'm going to take this vehicle force straight away and just run it out. And I'll scout or attack as seems best at the time.
Unit completed.
So, my spider bikes are all out. Next up is going to be the tank hunters. They're taking longer to come out. I could do with a second assembly plant to accelerate that a bit, but that will have to wait for a little while. Okay, I have my defensive infantry force here. Squad 1. Okay, good call, since we're immediately taking infantry pressure there. Now, anyone who attacks us should come from either the south or the east. No, I didn't want to select the freighter. No. No, freighter, no. No. No, freighter. Mind the water. You're not part of Squad 1, or you shouldn't be. Okay. Alright, let's gather Squad 1 just here. Including the freighter for now, evidently. Move the freighter out of the way. And then highlight Squad 1 anew. New Squad 1, not including the freighter. Now, freighter, mine, please. Okay, my vehicles have already taken some damage, so I'll bring out another tank hunter. How many tank hunters do I have at present? 2. So I've actually lost a tank hunter. So I better produce another couple. Obviously, I'm going to need a repair bay pretty soon. Maybe I'll put one of those down straight away. No. No, I don't think I will. What else do we have here? Phasing facility. Never figured out what that does. Manual isn't clear. So that's something for another time. A project for the future. Once this final tank hunter is out, I will go out and about. Okay, hopefully my squad 1 will deal with these incursions here. Yeah, doing fine. Had some damage. Sustained some damage, you might say. So what I'm actually going to do is build a field hospital for my infantry to retreat to when they take some damage. My infantry have taken some casualties, so I'm going to churn out a few more. Now I'm going to take this lot, squad 2, and go. Go out. And put on some early pressure / scouting. Let's do it!
New unit available.
Okay. New units are available. In this case, it's the medic. But I'm not going to do that. Because I'm focusing on keeping my infantry units stationed at the base, I don't really need medics. You know, I don't need medics to go out and about with my infantry units, because my infantry units are at home anyway. They will be within range of the field hospital itself. So there's really no need. Now while they're doing that, I'll come up here. You lot are all squad 1. So squad 1 gather at the front here. The field hospital is now down, so that's good. I should also start upgrading my HQ, so let's do that. So that I can actually transition into these stronger vehicle units later on. What is the freighter doing there? Stop doing that! You are not part of Squad 1. However much you want to be. Squad 1, there we go. Alright. Now, I should also think about, pretty quickly, getting a move on towards this expansion, which should be somewhere here. I want to get that done pretty early on. For that, I'm probably going to need more infantry to guard my construction rig as it goes in. Now, I'm also going to build more spider bikes and more tank hunters to replace the ones that I lost in that little bit of early on aggression there.
Low power.
So, I'm next going to need a construction rig
Unit complete.
so that I can actually move towards this water pool, which should be somewhere over here, and start getting my second income stream on.
Squad 1.
Now it looks like a lot of enemies are marching through that route, so it's going to be a high pressure situation, and there'll probably be a lot of danger in there.
Unit completed.
And the rate it's going. No, freighter, no, you don't get to join Squad 1. Okay? Just no. So, let's take my construction rig down here to the front. And you know what? Whoa, okay, Squad 1, you're up.
Unit completed.
Actually, all of you are up at this point. Because this is some serious business going on now.
Unit completed.
I think we're going to repel this without too much difficulty. Okay, fine. Squad 1.
Squad 1.
Almost none of Squad 1 is left. Fine.
Low power.
Right, vehicles, stay back. Infantry, and not the freighter. You are Squad 1. Gather here, please. Now,
Unit completed.
another construction rig. It looks like I actually lost that construction rig I had in place there before. That's irritating. Spider bikes up here.
Unit completed.
So, yet again, I find myself on the defensive. This is actually really irritating. Okay,
Low power.
I'm going to build a second assembly plant. I didn't want to have to do this,
Unit completed.
but the fact is, I'm producing vehicles too slowly.
Construction underway.
I just am. So, let's take the current Squad 2 and move them up here. Not do any attacking with it, but just uncover what should be a handy little pool of water somewhere in this vicinity. There we go. Okay, now, construction rig.
Low power.
Water launch pad up here, please. Now, I'm going to bring infantry units up here to guard this, rather than the spider bikes. But I brought the spider bikes to scout it out for their speed, essentially.
Low power.
So I'll move my infantry up here. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to build more infantry to sort of guard
Unit
the rear.
completed.
So, bring out 5 and 5, as before. I'm also going to need a few more
underway.
spider bikes, I reckon.
Low power.
Okay. So now we've got
Squad 2.
some infantry up here. We don't need the spider bikes sitting there anymore. I'll bring them back in towards the base, ready to mount some form of
Unit
attack
completed.
when they
Construction
gather up with
complete.
the tank hunters.
Upgrade
here.
available.
Because we need the tank hunters. The spider bikes alone can't do
Unit
it.
completed.
Okay, as the infantry comes out, I'll mark all of them up to meet up with Squad 1. Hopefully this will be finished
Unit
soon.
complete.
Oh god! Okay,
Enemy
the spider
engaged.
bikes should be able to deal with that.
Construction complete.
Or not. Alright guys, come on in. No
Unit
spider bikes are fine.
destroyed.
Okay. So, tank hunters
Unit completed.
over here.
Power critical.
Okay. So you lot of vehicles, you are Squad 2.
Base under attack.
And since the
Enemy
infantry are
engaged.
away and awaiting reinforcements, you'll have to do some guarding yourselves for the time being. Okay, out of money.
Power critical.
This is tricky. What's that second
Enemy
construction rig doing
engaged.
up here? I already have a water launch pad.
Unit destroyed.
What's he doing there? That makes absolutely no sense. Anyway,
Insufficient credit.
once I get a
Power
bit more
critical.
money, I'm going to build turrets. Wow, they've taken a lot of damage. Alright, let's hopefully he'll actually sell the water this time. Yes? Yes, okay. So this guy
Power critical.
can build a turret.
Unit completed.
Just for the extra firepower here.
Construction.
I'm going to
underway.
need more infantry units coming out, obviously, because I need a fairly hefty defensive
Unit
force at home,
completed.
quite evidently.
Unit
I also need a
generation
couple of
in
construction rigs. Well, one construction rig. Because at this rate, I'm going to need a repair bay for my vehicles to come back to. Because look, before they even get out of the base, they
Unit
sustain a ton of
completed.
damage. This is
Construction
obviously
complete.
an issue. Hey, alright,
Power
so
critical.
let's get a repair thing down. Repair
Insufficient
station.
credit.
Oh, I'm out of money again already. Let's sell what we've got there. And go for repair station.
Power
this.
critical.
Okay. Now, what I will do is cancel production on the other vehicles I've got coming out.
Underway.
I'll keep infantry producing, but I'll take the vehicles I've got and just move out.
Unit completed.
I don't feel great about this because it does leave my base a little bit vulnerable until I have
Unit destroyed.
more of an infantry presence there again. But
Unit completed.
as I probably remarked in the previous video, I'm tired of being on the defensive, and I don't think being on the defensive is the way to succeed. Take out this freighter.
Enemy engaged.
Good. That'll have damaged his income, to at least to some extent. Okay, take out the assembly. Okay, we need to take out the tank first, if you don't mind. Now the assembly plant
Power critical.
should go down pretty quickly, hopefully. How's my infantry doing? Okay, take the infantry that's there already. Move them down here. They can be squad 3, 4. 3, that's better. Okay. These vehicles. I didn't tell you to retreat.
Power critical. Unit complete.
That's better. Now, you're meant to be squad 2. So act like a squad 2. Get in and do some damage. Right, in fact, all of you vehicles. All of you vehicles are squad 2. Right? No, don't go over there.
Unit completed.
Deal with this repair station for the time being. Okay, now. Training facility. Training facility. Yes. Basically, scupper his unit production capabilities. Destroy the freighter. He doesn't need that. Okay. Headquarters is next. I can always mop up these turrets later. Frankly, the turrets shouldn't be a priority unless they're in the way. And they're not. They're not shooting at me from there, as long as this tank hunter stops twatting about. Stop driving around like a complete dick.
Power critical.
Pathfinding is a serious problem here. Need to take out the construction rigs so you can't build another HQ. Now you can move on to the turrets. Now. Yes. Yes.
Power critical.
Okay, and this power thing. Lowest priority at this stage. You can see my force here has been almost completely destroyed, but that's okay.
Unit
That's
complete.
okay. I'm actually tempted to just leave his power plant to its own devices, because
Power
what can it do,
critical.
really? Not a whole lot. So let's
complete.
move the rest of the infantry down here. Yeah, and you. And you. I see you. Right.
Power critical.
So that lot should still be Squad 1, hopefully. Let's
Squad
check.
1.
Yeah, most of them are. This lot
Set to go.
should be Squad 3. There we go. And
Squad
Squad
2.
2, all of Squad 2,
Unit complete.
can go home. And they can all go into the repair bay, which is there.
Roll.
There we go. So they should queue up neatly, waiting for that. Hopefully. Now, it's time to get my Talon freighter mining. It's a long way to go to mine, but I think it's worth it. So now,
Squad 2.
Squad 2, stop running all over the place. Now, I need to start
Unit
producing
generation
another
in
vehicle
progress.
force pretty damn quickly, so that I can keep this up. I believe I've already eliminated one enemy, so that's good. But I need to keep this up. Now, the other thing I need to do,
Unit
really,
completed.
is to
Power critical.
upgrade this assembly plant. Probably both of them, but certainly one of them, so that I have the means to produce more
Enemy
advanced
engaged. Unit
vehicles.
completed.
Okay, good
Unit
stuff.
destroyed.
Good call, keeping an infantry force stationed up there. I'll reinforce them with these couple of infantry guys who popped out just there. So I'll march them over. Okay. Right, all seems fine so far. Seems to be more or less under control. Good. Right, so everything except the freighter. Squad 1. You lot, just to make sure we're all clear, Squad 3.
Power
And
critical.
these vehicles, who have stopped producing because I'm upgrading the assembly plant, never mind, Squad 2. And it looks like it's entirely spider bikes at the moment. You know what the hell? While that vehicle assembly bay is upgrading, there are enough spider bikes here to do a bit of damage. Let's take them out. Let's go for a drive. There should be an enemy somewhere over this way. I think it's the purple one. We've seen a few purple ones already, sure enough.
Enemy engaged.
Oh, spider bikes may not be the choice for anti-tanks, but actually it worked out fine.
New unit.
Maybe I'm underestimating spider bikes. Maybe I'm completely misunderstanding what they're good at. Okay. Right, so I'm going to have to take out that tachyon tank, because it's just sitting there chipping away at my poor old spider bikes. Okay, now take out the Guardian. And that Guardian. And then this air defense site. Not because I'm planning on... Okay, get back, get back, get back.
Roll.
I was going to say not because... Get back! Thank you. I was going to say, take out the air defense site, not because I'm planning on teching up to air units, but just to be annoying.
Power critical.
Harassment and so on. Alright, so... The other thing is basically upgrade this second assembly plant.
Unit
And now,
complete.
I should be able to start transitioning into
critical.
something else. Not bothered about Flakjack, not entirely clear on what it does. So it's basically triple rail hover tank. There's also Hellstorm artillery. But I don't want to stretch myself too far. I don't want to start plunging into artillery before I really get what it actually does. So what I'm going to do
Critical.
instead is go for...
Unit completed.
Hello? Alright, I think I'm trying to produce out of the wrong facility. Let's just, out of general facilities, not one specific one, let's go spider bikes and triple rail hover tanks. Okay? Cancel the tank hunters. Don't need them anymore. So this is going to be my attempt at a transition. A conscious transition, rather than just, oh, I've got some upgrades, now what can I do? Something exciting. Okay, before I can upgrade the HQ again, I need to upgrade my training facility. Let's do that. I'm somewhat awash with money at the moment, so I feel okay flinging cash at upgrades.
Unit completed.
I'm also going to chuck out a few more infantry units once this is finished upgrading. Just to pad out this force. This one
Unit
in particular,
completed.
Squad 1 up
Power
here,
critical.
is looking a little
New
bit
unit
ragged.
available.
A little bit.
Upgrade available.
It should be able to hold off most ordinary niggling bits of aggression, but, you know,
Unit
bringing a
completed.
force of tanks and things, it's going to be in the shit. So, I think it needs some reinforcement.
Power critical.
I may move Squad 2 up, Squad 3 rather,
Unit
mix it into
completed.
Squad 1 and then move a load down from the training facility to here instead.
Unit completed.
In fact, that's what I'm going to do. While I've got the spider bikes sitting here in the
Unit
base,
completed.
anyway,
Power critical.
that's what I'm going to do. So let's move them up here.
Unit completed.
Yeah. Have I accidentally picked up a couple of spider bikes? I have. Oh, what the hell. What the hell.
Unit completed.
So select all of that. They're all
Unit
squad 1.
completed.
And I know big squads is usually a bad plan. But what the
Unit
hell?
completed.
Let's live dangerously. Right, move these infantry guys down to the front. There aren't that many of them yet,
Unit
but I need
completed.
them where they'll actually be useful. I'm going to have an absolute shit ton of spider bikes. Let's stop producing those. Get straight onto the triple rail hover tanks. Oh yeah. So, gather all my spider bikes here. They're all squad 2. I might actually have to turn my
Unit completed.
triple rail hover tanks into squad 4 at this rate. And have two excuse me, 2 infantry squads and 2 vehicle squads. Never done that before. Alright.
Unit completed.
Triple rail hover tanks are not in any hurry to be produced, it seems. And there's not a lot going on, which I assume means my enemies are for the most part turtling up. This guy,
Unit
he's
completed.
picked at our eastern border a little bit, but he hasn't done anything hugely aggressive or forward. We've only got a couple
Power
more
critical.
infantry units coming out, and then hopefully
Unit completed.
let's queue a few more, because I'm waiting for my triple rail hover tanks to produce anyway.
Unit completed.
Man, they're slow. I dread to think how slow they'd be if I was just producing out of one assembly
Power
plane.
critical.
As it is, I'm producing out of 2 and it's still taking an age.
Unit completed.
So, continue gathering my infantry at the front. I'm tempted to
Power critical.
just take one of these spider bikes out and scout a
Enemy
little bit,
engaged.
but I don't. Ooh, yeah, squad
Squad
1.
one.
Oh, someone's using Outriders.
Unit
Oh,
completed.
he's gone for air. Ah, I should have thought of
Unit
this before.
generation in
Crap.
progress.
Okay, I'm going to need air defences. So I'd better pump out construction rigs immediately.
Set to go.
Okay, move you lot
Unit
down here.
completed. Low
Alright,
power.
construction rigs. 1. Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, camera towers. I need to think about those as
Enemy
well.
engaged.
In fact, maybe I'll do that
Unit completed.
very, very soon. Okay, let's build an air
Low
defence
power.
site there. Yeah, right there. Since
Unit
that seems to be where
completed.
the air attacks are coming in, let's build another one
Unit completed.
here. And we'll build a third one just sort of in the main base, like,
Low power.
I don't know. There, that'll do. Now, I also want to take out
Unit completed.
one more construction rig,
Construction underway.
and I want to start plonking down
Enemy
camera
engaged.
towers for visibility. Oh yes,
Construction
that's right.
underway.
That's right. Camera towers for visibility. Never really used them before. But I'm thinking they could be very, very handy. I mean, they're there for a reason, right? They must be advantageous to have around. Okay, now I'm going to select this little bunch of units here and make them squad. What squad was it before? 3. Okay.
Power critical.
Alright, and now I'm going to take all of these vehicles,
Base under attack.
and these
Construction
vehicles,
complete. Enemy engaged. Construction complete.
I'm going to make those tanks squad.
Construction complete.
No,
Unit
that's squad 3,
destroyed.
that's not what I meant to do. Oops. This squad assignment thing is a bit questionable. 3, there we go, that's better. Alright. And you're
Unit
squad 4.
destroyed.
And you are squad 2. Okay, so, now.
Power
Okay, the camera tower plan didn't work out, so that's interesting. So, let's take 2 and 4 and move both of them over here. I still have more triple rail hover tanks coming out, but I felt like I had enough to move out with at that point. Okay, triple rail hover tanks are slow. So, I suppose I'd better start them going. And
Squad
then...
2.
Whoa.
Squad 4.
Fight the enemy,
Engaged.
please.
Power critical.
Okay.
Squad 2.
And then, yeah, basically move all of this lot in. Like this. Yeah! Then I might as well select all the units now we're over here.
Power critical.
Or all the units on screen, I should say. Hopefully, this mixed force of triple rail hover tanks and spider bikes will actually achieve something. Let's take out this assembly plant. Going to have to deal with its defences first, of course.
Power critical.
Alright, this tank force didn't go so well. Turns out triple rail hover tanks are piss weak. This is a problem. I'm starting to feel like I would have been better sticking with my original force of spider bikes and tank hunters. Alright, let's bring some more hover tanks over here. Just march them in. Okay, I'm going to need more vehicles. So,
Unit
spider
generation
bikes,
in progress.
lots and lots of spider bikes, and lots of tank hunters, because I feel like spider bike tank hunter worked a lot better. Alright, one other thing I'm going to attempt
Unit
is
generation in
a little
progress.
force of
Enemy
martyrs.
engaged. Unit
Might seem like an odd
destroyed.
choice. Ooh, that turret's taking some damage. Let's get
Unit
repairs going.
completed.
What? No! What? What force did I have selected there? That's very strange. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to produce a little
Unit
squad of martyrs and hopefully,
Unit completed.
basically just march them straight into the enemy base. And ruin his day a little bit. Hopefully I'll catch him by surprise with martyrs. They are pretty surprising. Unfortunately, they also produce really slowly.
Unit generation in
Construction rig.
Low
And I'll build
power.
a second training facility. Yeah, you heard me.
engaged. Base under attack.
Okay.
Unit
Okay, we have some
completed.
serious stuff going down over here.
Unit
Better take the
completed.
spider bikes up there. My little infantry force doesn't seem to be able to hold its own anymore. Okay, so this... I feel like this plan worked out pretty well for most of the game, but I feel like the transition didn't work. I was counting on upgrading to triple rail hover tanks, and they turned out to be a bit balls. Or at least they were balls for what I was using them for. Maybe they're an anti-infantry unit, maybe they're an anti-vehicle unit, hell, maybe they're an anti-building unit and they're just not good in any sort of combat.
Base under attack.
I don't know. Better bring my other infantry up here, frankly.
Low power.
Yeah, maybe...
Unit
Oh
completed.
no, I've lost a freighter. Shitballs. Better build another
Unit
one.
completed. Unit destroyed.
Yeah, maybe I was just doing it all wrong. Maybe I was choosing the wrong units to transition into.
Low power.
But I kind of don't see what else I could have done, really. Other than just go for air units, and there has to be more than one option. Air units can't be the only late game possibility. They can't. That would be silly.
Low power.
Alright, let's sweep down this way, just see what else is around. There must be a third enemy somewhere on the map, so I would assume bottom right hand corner.
Unit completed. Low power.
Just zoom these over here by a really weird route for reasons best known to
Enemy
themselves.
engaged.
Let's
Unit
continue down
destroyed.
here. Come on, you can do it. Over here. Yeah, watch those spider bikes zoom. They're so fast. Right, let's do this. Why did he stick a power plant all the way out here? That's an odd choice. Spider bikes aren't really anti-building units, evidently, but they're doing okay.
Low power.
What's going on home? Got some tank hunters coming out. I'll pop those down here to join these. They'll probably go straight across the middle of the map, having given them that order. I gather there is a way to actually... Shit!
Low power.
Shit.
Unit destroyed.
Oh my god. This is bad. All my units up here. I've actually lost my second income stream, and I have no idea. This is a massive balling problem.
Low power.
Yeah, I know that's not traditionally the way you use the word balls, but I'm doing it. Oh my god. Wow. I thought I would be able to take on medium opponents, but they are completely screwing me here.
Low power.
This is a disaster. What am I missing, viewers?
Unit destroyed.
I'm soliciting tips here. What is it? What is the fundamental thing I'm missing that is costing me these games? Every time I think I have an idea, it turns out not to be the solution I thought it would
Unit
be.
destroyed.
So, suggestions, good viewers. Those of you who are good at strategy games. You know, if you're not good at strategy games, feel free to suggest something anyway, but bear in mind that I may take it with a fistful of salt. Oh god, alright. It's going to have to be Spider Bike Tank Hunter. Now, since I've lost my natural expansion there in the middle, I'm going to have to rebuild it. But that will probably just get it destroyed again very quickly. Okay, I'm going to stop producing tank hunters, and I'm going to slow down the spider bike production. Because I'm going to need... Basically, I'll stop the spider bike production, because I'm going to need to build this income stream immediately. I'll take the one tank hunter, the one combat unit I have ready, and bring it up here for whatever meagre defence it can provide to this construction ring. Ah, shit balls! Get away! Well, tank hunter's the right call since I ran straight into tanks, but it didn't help. Okay. Oh yeah, that's my extra freighter, now completely useless because the water launch pad I was intending to use it on has gone anyway. Alright. I'm tempted. Why not? Why not give it a go? Why not try long distance mining? I don't think I've ever done it before, but maybe it's worth a try. Oh well.
Unit generation in
Let's
progress.
get a load of spider bikes out, shall we? Since they are really the only unit that's actually pulled their weight in this game.
Unit completed. Low power.
See, this is the problem I'm having with Dark Rain. There are lots of things I can think of that could be helpful, like camera towers, for instance. Camera towers, air defense base things, these air defense sites, various things that could be useful, but I can't get any of them to work because they're all just handily destroyed by my enemy's armies. So, you know, camera tower would be useful. Can't get a construction rig over there to build it. Air defense sites. This is the first time I've actually finished one, I think. Traditionally, air defense sites are destroyed the instant I try to build them.
Low power.
You know what? Let's get this freighter that's sitting there not mining tail on, and get that to join in here as well. Might as well. In fact, let's just mine this water spring here. Why the hell not? I bet no one's using it.
Low power.
And I know long distance
Unit
water
complete.
mining isn't a great idea, but it's all I've got right now.
Set to go. Let's move.
Alright, spider bikes. Let's
roll.
try to squeeze through the
Unit
middle here.
completed.
Shall
Low
we?
power.
Let's roll.
Enemy engaged.
Oh god. No. No, Tachyon tank. No.
Unit completed.
No.
Unit destroyed.
Behave.
Let's roll.
Ugh, spider bike's almost out.
Low
Okay.
power. Unit
Oh
completed.
god, they're attacking me on all fronts. It's like these two have an alliance. I suppose there's nothing to say they don't have an alliance. Alright.
Unit completed.
I'm very, very tempted to just quit here.
Ready.
But
Low
I
power.
have to think.
Let's roll.
What else can I try? Well, I could try building a load of infantry, loading them into carriers, and zooming them across the map, but I'm not a great fan of that idea. I could try artillery. I need to take a spotter in to spot enemy locations, though, so that's not going to be ideal.
Enemy engaged.
Rearming deck needed for that. Do I have
Low power.
access to a rearming deck? I don't think I do. Okay, well I need a construction rig
Enemy
before I can even
engaged.
try to build that. This is very, very late indeed to try to make a transition into air
Low
units.
power.
But I don't see what
Unit
other options I
completed.
have. I've tried most of the other things and they haven't worked out. So, where is it? Heavy rail platform. What does that even do? Oh, that's one of those
Low
advanced
power.
turret things. Ah, that's where they come from. Okay. Alright, I can't build a rearming deck until I have Headquarters 3. So, let's get Headquarters 3. Right.
Low power.
Okay, so right now, basically, while Headquarters 3 is going up, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled for any horribleness that might ensue
Enemy
here.
engaged.
Okay, spider bites, go.
Let's roll. Let's roll. Let's roll.
Stop that thing harrying the freighter. Stop it. Good. Oh my god. There's some kind of trap.
Unit destroyed.
Oh. That's very advanced. It's more advanced than my tactics.
New unit available.
Crap. Okay. Alright, so let's go rearming deck. Alright. How's the long distance mining going? It's
Construction
still
underway.
somewhat happening. Somewhat. Okay, it seems like this direct due south mining route here will actually work a bit
Unit
better, so let's
generation in
build
progress.
another freighter and just send it straight down there. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. Alright.
Low power.
So I'm going to attempt a very, 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 very late.
Unit
Oh no, let's not. Let's. Oh, I think we've already got the freighter up. Okay, well.
Construction complete. New unit available.
Ready.
Low
I suppose send that in. Okay. Alright then. Let's try building Outriders, Skybikes. What do you reckon?
Low power.
Skybikes are cheaper. Let's give them a go. 10 Skybikes. I've only briefly dabbled in air units, as you'll know if you're a regular viewer of my attempts at Dark Reign, but
Unit completed.
let's see. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, long distance mining seems to be safe for the time being. Why are you not going to the repair place?
Set to go.
Don't you think that would be a good
Where
idea?
to?
Low power.
Yeah, that's better. Alright. Skybikes are building irritatingly slowly. I'm meant to have 10 coming, but so far it's taken about 15 minutes just to build 2.
Low power.
And then whenever they've
Completed.
expended their ammo, they need to go to the rearming deck. so that's not exactly ideal. But presumably they compensate for that with raw power and speed and mobility and other dramatic sounding benefits.
Unit complete.
Okay, freighter, don't go to that one. Go to that one. I thought we'd established this. Oh no, wrong freighter. My mistake.
Where to?
Okay. We've got 4 skybikes out.
Low power.
From what I can see, the enemy over here is slapping down all sorts of
Unit
delightful
complete.
things. He has an air defense site, which obviously is a problem. So what I might also need to do, once I've got my skybikes up, is get some normal bikes, some spider bikes,
Low power.
and send them to wreak havoc on the
completed.
air defense site. So in fact, I'm going to start building
Unit
spider bikes out of
generation
this
in
second assembly plant,
Low power.
which will slow down the production of the skybikes a little bit. But that's okay, because I need to have both of these sets of units ready to go at the same time. And I'm going to have a swig of tea while we wait for this to happen.
Unit completed. Low
Commentating is thirsty work. Okay, so we're actually somewhere towards done with the skybikes. And I think what I'm going to have to do is move in the spider bikes ahead, hit the air defense site, and basically
Low power.
just
Unit complete.
resign myself to the fact that most of them might be destroyed. But consider that a price worth paying to take down his air defense, and then just rampage with the skybikes and hope that works. I don't know whether the skybike was the right choice. Maybe the outrider would have been a better choice. I don't know. I just don't.
Unit completed.
But we'll see. And obviously this is somewhere where squad grouping is going to come in handy, because I can have a spider bike squad and a skybike squad and command them independently of each other.
Low
Hopefully this will work to some extent. Again, not so bothered about winning. I just want to feel like I've learnt something about how to get towards winning. Spider bikes are coming out very slowly. Skybikes are almost done. I'm out of money though. Don't feel like 4... Is that 4? Yeah, 4 spider bikes would be enough. Let's sell the water we've got. Continue producing units. I'm not sure 4 spider bikes would be enough to risk taking on that air defense base there, air defense site. But couple more should be sufficient. Skybike's almost done. I think I've got another couple popping out. Fortunately, not too much to worry about from down here. It seems like this enemy in the bottom right isn't looping around. He's actually just storming straight through the middle. Of course, I know almost nothing about his base, but that's a worry for another time. Put out the fire closest to you first, as the saying goes. Out of money again, so again, let's sell off what little water we have, and hopefully just get out the last couple of units of each type. Now you know what? Let's cancel the remaining ones. This is enough. Okay, take the spider bikes. You're squad 1. Take the sky bikes. You're squad 2.
Squad 1.
Alright. How am I going to do this? I'm going to have to get the spider bikes through the middle somehow. Okay.
Squad 2.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to try and clear out this middle section with the sky bikes to hopefully
Squad 1.
Let's roll.
clear a way for the spider bikes to then go in and clear a way for the sky bikes, if you see what I mean.
Throttle up.
Okay, like this. Clear these out. This is exactly the sort of thing I was talking about. Destroy these enemies. Destroy. Destroy. Destroy the scarabs. Destroy the tachyon tanks. Oh god, they're out of ammo. Spider bikes, you're up. Can't let them just drive off and repair. Do it. Do it.
Unit destroyed.
Take them out. Yeah. Okay, almost lost all my spider bikes. So I'm going to need more spider bikes. Ay. Alright.
Squad 2.
Sky bikes are coming back into the action. Gradually.
Low power.
Alright. That was a waste of my spider bikes.
Unit completed.
Should have just been patient and let the sky bikes do their thing. Oh god. No!
engaged.
No! Stop attacking, you toss bags. Spider bikes. Sky bikes, rather. Help! Help out! Help out here! All units, help out! How is he managing to be so dangerous with
Low
just this
power.
little force of basic early game units? I mean, that absolutely was a monumental cock-up for me the last time round. Relying on early game units just completely screwed me over. I don't understand how he's managing this. Again, suggestions, explanations and advice, very welcome. For the time being, I think we can write off this attempt to have a last-minute transition into air units as a pretty miserable failure. I think if I'm going to transition into air, I have to do it basically immediately, as soon as humanly possible. And clearly it's going to be, yet again, just a matter of time until I'm wiped out. So let's resign here. Oh, this is becoming an uphill struggle. So I'm not sure what to take away from this one. Other than the things I thought I knew are not necessarily the case. I'll have to mull this over, watch the replay back, and have a shower. I do my best thinking in the shower. Anyway, thanks for watching me wrestle with Dark Rain Redux. I don't remember it being this hard to start with. Maybe I'll have to swallow my pride and go back to all easy opponents. Or maybe I should just go up against one. Maybe one-on-one would be something worth thinking about. Just so that I don't have to worry about being swamped on all sides, as I've been in the last handful of games. Let me know what you think in the comments below, both about that idea of a one-on-one match, and also about any thoughts that have popped up during the last couple of games. And if any of you do fancy taking me on online in a bit of a skirmish in Dark Rain Redux, feel free to let me know, and I'll see about adding you. One person has already tried to do this, but then he deleted his request before I couldn't actually add him, so don't know what happened there. Maybe he got cold feet because he was daunted by my formidable skill. I suppose I would be in kind of a weak spot, because you all know my strategy, such as it is. But anyway, thanks as always for watching, and rejoin me the next time I feel like I can take on Dark Rain, when my self-confidence has recovered to some extent. Until then, bye for now.